Are you sure you found the right girl? He said, looking at his right hand man who just shared this news with him, for which he was waiting for a week now. Yes, boss. She came back from Australia 2 days ago after finishing her studies. He completely hid his daughter's identity so that no one can reach her. But I found out anyhow because she's back in Korea. Let's give him a surprise then. He would definitely be surprised to know that all his possible attempts to save his daughter are failed. Don't worry, boss. She would be in our captivity by today itself. I'll go and take care of things. Jungkook stopped him and got up. You don't have to do anything. I will bring that special guest by myself. Just take care of other things. And he walked away from there. Jungkook was sitting inside the car as he arrived at the location where he heard he'll find the girl he's going to kidnap. So much time has passed, but there was no sign of her, so he dialed Mark's number while eyes still fixed on the exit of the building in front of him. Are you sure you have given the exact location? I'm waiting here for the past 10 minutes and there has been no girl that matches with the exact description that you have given. They only have a few pictures of her that made him come up to this decision. Jungkook has so many enemies from whom he never loses his victory card, but recently a businessman came on his way and he literally messed up with his work, which Jungkook cannot let go of. He tried to stop him through talking, which he barely does, but that man killed one of his best men, so now Jungkook is only left with no choice but to use his daughter because she seems to be his only weakness. I've given you the exact location, boss. I think you should wait for some minutes, or should I come? Jungkook narrowed his eyes when he saw a girl coming out of that building. She was the one he was looking for. No need, I can see her. He ended the call and came out of the car, but the second she turned towards him, his heart skipped a beat. He could not understand what happened to him. This feeling was something that never came before. No woman has ever made his heart beat high, but right now he was thinking about his mission, although he knew something has happened to him. She seems to be looking for a taxi, so he sat in his car and drove near her. The more he was coming near her, the faster his heart was beating. He stopped the car near her and she looked a little confused. For the first time in his life, Jungkook was feeling a little hesitant to do his work. He felt like a criminal because she seemed so innocent to him. Her simple yet attractive features was melting his heart. She seemed uneasy, but Jungkook lowered the window and offered her help, but as expected, she denied. Even though he was not feeling like doing it, but a car stopped near the building, and this belongs to the same businessman as the logo of the company was imprinted on it. He knew now he has to do his work before the man inside that car comes out, so he opened the door and pulled her inside. Her eyes widened and she started to free herself, but Jungkook stuck a tape on her mouth. Even though she wasn't screaming, she was just trying to free herself. I'm sorry, girl, but if your father would have listened to me, believe me, I would never want to do it. And he started the engine before driving off. Jungkook never brought himself to keep you captivated. He made you sit on the couch while your hands were tied and a tape on your lips so you won't say anything. He could see tears in your eyes and you were looking at him with a hateful look. I know you must be hating me right now, but your father did wrong to me. He killed my best man. I cannot let this go easily. You're the only thing I can use to bring him on his knees. He dialed a number and waited for it to get answered. While his eyes were not leaving you, he was not sure if he should do that or not. He sat in front of you. Your father should hear your voice as well, or else how would he believe me, right? He removed the tape from your mouth, but the fact that your eyes were saying it all instead of words from your mouth. His call got answered while he leaned forward, resting his elbows on his knees before speaking. Whoa, your voice is pretty chill. Seems like you haven't got the news, David Fincher. He listened to the other side of the phone while turning his face towards you, who were trying to free yourself from those ropes that was tying your hands. Soon you'll know what I'm talking about, or should I tell you? You thought I'll leave you easily after what you have done to my man? The man from the other side had no idea what he's talking about because he didn't get news about any of his loss. You thought you will hide your daughter and no one will get to know about it? His lips curled up into a smirk because now he could feel the tension in his voice that Jungkook wanted. Now you'll see with whom you have messed up. I would still let you talk to your daughter for the last time. He stood up and came near you before bending down to your level and put the phone close to your ear. Do you want to say something to your father? You looked at him with teary eyes but didn't say a word. He raised his brows because he was waiting and the man was calling your name but you weren't answering. Jungkook put the phone on his ear. Seems like you are not your daughter's favorite. Now you have two choices. Whether you will take the blame of that case and surrender yourself to the police, or you will never be able to see your beautiful daughter. He ended the call and looked at you, who was still not ready to give up on freeing yourself. Seems like you also don't like your father that much. That man is not worth loving anyways. He said, sitting on his knees in front of you, and started to untie the rope. Don't worry, I won't keep you in this condition just because your father and I are enemies. Your hands finally got free and you got up looking at him angrily. Jungkook was not sure why you were not saying anything when you looked so angry by face. You looked around for your purse but then you found a pen on the table. You grabbed it and started writing something on your palm, leaving Jungkook confused. Then you extended your hand towards him, signing him to read what's written. He was so confused at this moment, and when he read what you have wrote, he again looked at you surprised. You can say these words too. Wait. Then he realized that something is wrong. Why are you writing everything down? Can't you speak? You didn't say anything, instead a tear dropped from your eyes. That's when Mark also came there. Boss, we have done the work. Now he can't do anything but to fall in the trap. Jungkook looked at him and came near. You didn't mention that his daughter can't speak. She's mute. Mark left confused and looked towards you. Mute? No. We didn't get any information like that. She took singing classes and participated in so many opera competitions. What? Are you sure? You came near him and took the paper which was in Mark's hand before writing down on it. He was about to stop you but Jungkook stopped him instead. You finished writing and extended the paper in front of them. Mark narrowed his eyes and read it. My name is not Sophie and the man who was calling my name over the phone is not my father. I don't even have a father, and this guy who just kidnapped me in the middle of a road, you are really disgusting. He looked at Jungkook. She's calling you that. He pressed his lips together when Jungkook shot him a death glare. Then he walked near you while you took a step back. So you are saying that the man who you just heard is not your father? You can fool others but not me. You can't speak for real or just misleading us so we pity you and leave? You didn't say anything, but Jungkook understood that it's true because the way you were helplessly struggling in the car but unable to scream, he already thought that something was wrong. A bodyguard came inside and he looked a little worried. Boss, the girl that you kidnapped is not David's daughter. Jungkook looked at him and his eyes darkened. What? How is this possible? That's when Jungkook's phone rang and it was David. He answered and heard a laugh from the other side. Out of anger, he cut the call and looked at Mark. How can you make such a stupid mistake? She matched exactly with the description that I got about his daughter. I think they both look pretty familiar. Stop giving me such lame excuses. He turned towards you while you were already looking at him. This time I don't want any mistake. Leave both of you. They nodded and walked away while he turned towards you and walked a few steps. A little mistake happened from my bodyguard. I'm sorry to cause you so much problem, but don't worry, I'll drop you off to your place. You didn't say anything and was just looking at him while he really felt so embarrassed. I'm really not as bad as you're seeing me. Please don't think too much. He was so embarrassed and wished that he could reverse the time. He was already in love with you from the first time he saw you. You came out of the car before he even opened the door for you. You were about to leave when he stopped you. I know you probably not liked me for some time because I messed up our first meeting, but can you at least tell me your name? You turned towards him but didn't say anything and walked away while he sighed and leaned against his car. Although it won't take me much time to get all the information about you, but it would have been better if you at least tell me your name. It's okay, I will earn your forgiveness. He noticed that you stopped after climbing all the stairs and probably waiting for him to leave so that you can go to your apartment. He waved at you. She must be having trust issues right now. I better leave if I don't want her to lose complete interest in me. Although I'm not sure she would accept me or not. He sat in his car and drove off while you finally entered inside your apartment. She works in a library and lives all alone. I tried to look carefully but didn't get any information about her family or friends. I think she doesn't have a family, and it is true. She can't speak and she's mute since birth. Jungkook was looking at your picture and really felt his heart clenching when he heard all that about you. He felt so ashamed to do that to you, even though it was a mistake, but still he put you in such a situation. Wait, what happened to David's daughter? We got to know about her. We'll soon get her. No, don't. Don't do anything. I'll deal with that bastard alone. No need to get her, he said, walking away, leaving him confused. You came out of the library after finishing your job, but then you stopped when your eyes fell on Jungkook. He was waiting for you, and although you knew he's not here to do the same as he did yesterday, but to be on a safer side, you decided to avoid him and walk towards the other side. Jungkook realized that he's not your lover, that you'll run into his arms as soon as you see him. You'll obviously run away from him after what he did. He walked behind you. Why? Wait, please. You stopped when you heard your name from his mouth. You already got to know that he is a mafia after what you have witnessed yesterday, but this was still surprising, and the fact that he's still after you. Please give me a chance to explain. You didn't run away and let him reach you. He stopped in front of you. I promise I won't do what I did yesterday. It was a mistake. You looked to the other side. Let me drive you to your house. You looked at him and shook your head. It would be your house only, I promise. Jungkook looked in your eyes. He could see that your eyes hold so many questions, but how unfortunate that you can't even say them. Wait a minute. He took out a pen from his pocket and extended it towards you along with his hand. I'm sorry, I don't have a paper right now, but you can write here, whatever you want to say. You looked at him for some time. His intentions didn't look bad, but you thought of staying away. He was waiting for your reply, so you took out a notebook from your purse and wrote down something. If it was a mistake, then why are you stalking me now? And no thanks, I'll take a taxi to go home. He looked at you. I'm not stalking you, I swear. I understand that it would be looking that way to you, but I just want to talk to you. I mean, you faced a lot of trouble because of me yesterday. I just want to earn your forgiveness. I want to do something for you. You again wrote down something on the paper while he was curiously looking at you. You finished writing and showed it to him. Just stop doing these creepy things and I'm fine. He looked at you. At least let me give you a ride to your house. We'll discuss about it in the car, Miss Ryan. The way he called your name so lovingly, you've never heard it. You knew he's honest. After thinking for a good time, you finally decided to give him a chance and nodded, and you could see a bright smile appearing on his face. Thank you. He opened the door for you. People are right when they say no matter how dangerous a man is, he will never show or use his power when he is with the woman he truly loves. He happily let go of his ego, power, and let his woman order him or throw tantrums because he knows that he would handle them. Same thing happened to Jungkook. The moment he saw you, he knew that you are the one for him. He never felt his heartbeat high that way. It was a very different feeling, and for the first time he fell in love with someone. Your disability was nothing to him, but it brought him more closer to you. He wanted to always keep you happy and safe. The love you never got, the loneliness you were in but living without complaining about it. He took away all that sadness from your life and filled it with love and happiness. He gained your trust, he proved himself to you, and finally you couldn't help but to fall in love with him. You never knew what true love or love in general feel like, but after experiencing it, you realized how beautiful it is to be with someone who truly loves you. Someone who thinks about you. As if all this wasn't enough, he even started to learn sign languages so that you don't have to write each and every single thing, although so many things he already understands just looking in your eyes. Day by day you kept on falling for him and he was already in love with you. His love is the strongest, just like his character, and you don't feel ashamed of his profession. But so many things you also changed in him. He was less aggressive, less cruel, and started to do things correctly, all because of you. Now you are the love of his life and he's ready to do anything for you.